Sure. So I when I moved to Germany, I mean, I knew about podcasts because I used to teach journalism and I was a journalist. So I did lessons about like podcasting and what a great storytelling medium it was. But I have to say, like, I don't think I really understood the potential and what they actually could offer on like, say, a personal level, as opposed to like just, for a journalist who's actually using it to tell a story. So when I moved to Germany, I noticed that, it's not like when you walk in Rome or in Paris when you're trying to go out for dinner or you're trying to get to work. Like people I live in a kind of rural area, I would say. People walk a lot here, but they're not really going anywhere. They're just walking around the neighborhood. So I was like, okay, I don't know where they're going, but they're walking around. So I was like, you know what? I guess I should start walking around a little bit too. So I started to walk around my neighborhood. And I said, you know what, I'm going to stick my earbuds in because I was by myself. My husband was at work. My daughter was in school at the time. So I said, you know what, I'm going to put my earbuds in and I'm going to start listening to stuff. So I kind of realized that there was like a whole lot of podcasts and that I could pick and choose the ones that I was interested in, but that I also could like get me through the certain situation that I was in at the time. So, for example, okay, I wanted to learn about what was going on in the world from a news perspective. Well, there are tons of news podcasts, but then I was like feeling kind of alone. And I really didn't have, a lot of friends because I had just moved here and I'm a little socially not the best, I have to say. Like I admit that I talk about that in my book a little bit. So I was like, who am I going to talk to? So I said, let me find a podcast that could tell me, you know what, that like making friends or that like about friendship. And then I found something on Life Kit from NPR that was like, making friends in your late 30s, early 40s is like the hardest thing possible because you're picky and you're choosy. So I was like, oh,
So people are established and
so it's hard. So I would basically started finding podcasts to like help me through my situations. And then I ended up getting pregnant and having a second child in Germany. And then I started listening to pregnancy podcasts about like what I should be doing. But then I also started using them for travel reasons. So what German Christmas markets am I supposed to go to? Because there's so many and I have no idea. Yes. So I was like, well, let me find a podcast that could tell me like which ones I need to hit if I'm at least in my area per se, or if I'm going to travel. So I started using podcasts kind of like my Google search engine and like sort of fitting into these like needs in my life. And that's how it kind of grew. And I was like, wow, this is and it's great because I had my own little library. And then if I didn't like somebody's voice, I was like, oh, you're out of here, and it's not personal. But just delete her from my library or delete him from my library. So
interesting.
So I found it.
Well, I know that
great
because there are so many podcasts that can be used in that way and like are applicable to everyday life situations. So I think that's I wouldn't have thought to use them that way. Like I'm usually using them for information, not like more for entertainment, not for personal like. Yeah, no, that's great.
Well, navigating life. I mean, especially if you're in some place that you're not native to. Yeah, that's a very interesting
for sure.
concept.